Hello, it's Howard Rheingold.
Hello, this is Howard Rheingold, taking a slight detour from my tour of my life online, which really isn't a detour because taking detours seems to be an essential part of my life online. Last episode was about my office in Second Life. Now I want to show you how I learned, in under an hour, to create the objects in my office and instill them with behaviors. I start by control-clicking on the floor, which summons a menu. I select the Create Object option, which summons yet another menu that shows a choice of primitive object shapes, known as prims. I want to make a book, so I select the Cube prim. That gives me a magic wand that creates a cube wherever I touch. I return to the Object menu, which allows me to position, rotate, stretch, and attach textures. I start stretching it by grabbing the colored handles on the colored axes and adjusting the basic cube to something large enough to display a title. Next, I turn to the Texture tab. Before I can wrap my own texture around it, I need to move the graphic from my personal computer to my inventory in Second Life. I need to pay a small amount to the Second Life people to upload a small graphic from my PC that I had previously prepared. The pre-prepared graphic then appears in my inventory in Second Life, where I can select it from the Texture tab and map it onto the object. So, a primitive cube with a wooden texture has now become more book-like in shape with a title on the cover. Next, I click on the Content tab, which gives me access to the scripts that turn graphic objects into simulations with behaviors. The web itself really exists only because people were able to copy and modify HTML code they found on pages in the very early days. I searched the Second Life wiki on the web for a script that did what I wanted and copied it. Then I created a new script and pasted in the script I had copied. Then I modified the script by adding my own title and target URL. Then I saved it. Very much like the way I learned to create web pages more than 10 years ago. From that point, the virtual object I have created takes on an objective existence. Someone else's avatar could walk in, command-click on it, and summon the web version of my 1985 book, Tools for Thought. I wrote back then, with my 512K RAM PC, quote, "The worldwide availability of fantasy amplifiers, intellectual toolkits, and interactive electronic communities will change the way people think, learn, and communicate." Unquote. Deciding not to leave it on the floor, I summon the menu and reposition my newly created virtual book in the corner. Later, I'll build a bookcase. You seem to do a lot of fiddling and tweaking in the world building process and sticking things through the floor and the walls and back. The Object menu enables you to share your object with the group, to allow others to move, copy, or modify it, or prevent them from doing so. You can even set a price on your object, and anyone who wants to copy it for their own use will have to pay you. Obviously, this only scratches the surface of world building in Second Life, where there are places and people who can teach you how to build palaces and biplanes. Time for my avatar to get some perspective, I think, and just sit and think for a while. Next episode, I'll pop back up a level and get back to information hunting and gathering that led me into Second Life in the first place. I'll talk about the way I use wikis and blogs to output what I've digested. Ooh, that sounds a little off. How about the way I use wikis and blogs to transmit what I've transformed? Hello, it's Howard Rheingold.